All right guys, so today we're gonna be talking about 5 fitness trends you need to stop doing. And the first one is ego lifting. I'm not talking about just kind of like, using your body a little bit to get the weight up. I'm talking about putting yourself at risk in order to lift a weight. That is by far the dumbest thing you can do. Aim for a realistic strength increase per month, or an increase of repetitions, whatever you want to use to track your strength gains. The worst thing you can do is try to accelerate it and try to rush the process, because then what ends up happening is you end up getting hurt, and then you have to start all over again, and then you're fearful of pushing yourself because you don't want to get injured again, which is a logical conclusion to come to. However, you don't want to push yourself so hard that your form starts to break to a point where it's like you're doing a whole nother exercise. For example, if you're squatting, and you're squatting vertically, obviously you're going up and down as best as you can. And then you start to end up doing a good morning where your back is basically parallel with the ground. You don't want to do that. That means that the weight's way too heavy, or your form sucks, or a combination of both. So the first thing I would recommend is just choose a weight that you can do comfortably. If you're a beginner, start with a comfortable weight so that you don't put yourself at risk when you're lifting. Then start to increase the weight to the point where RPE, which is rate of perceived exertion, ends up being around 8 and 9. Never really train to a 10 in my opinion if you're natural. If you're natural, you don't want to train that hard because that's usually when your form's gonna break beyond repair. So you want to push yourself as hard as you possibly can without injuring yourself or without your form breaking drastically. The reality is your form is going to break a little bit. That's normal and that's fine. You're not gonna get injured. That's actually going to prevent you from getting injured in the future because your body's going to start to create strength in those compromising positions. But there's a difference between compromising positions and dangerous positions. One will get you stronger, the other one might kill you. So obviously don't train like that. Do not ego lift. Systematically increase the weight every other week or every month or however many sessions it takes for you to actually increase weight safely. For most people, that's gonna be around 5 to 10 pounds per month. Anything more than that is, in my opinion, just not worth it. Remember, the reason you're lifting is to get stronger and to be healthy. So if you compromise both of those things by getting injured, then you're pretty much doing it foolishly, if I had to word it that way. Number 2, stop overreacting when people look at you. This one's specifically for the girls. Guys usually don't have a problem with this. A lot of guys usually don't even get looked at. So when it comes to the women's perspective, it's important to realize if you look good, you look good. Okay, get over it. I mean, there's a lot of women who look good too. Most people will consider that misogynistic to say, but it's really not. If you're attractive, people look at you. Congratulations, you're attractive. That's pretty much all it is. And if you're presenting yourself in a way that's making people look at you unnecessarily, then what's the problem if that's exactly what you wanted? The reality is nobody dresses in super short shorts and a training bra to exercise just so that they can look good and feel comfortable. There's nothing comfortable about that. Would you wear that to church? How comfortable would it be if you did that? Exactly, it's not comfortable. You know it's not, you're doing it for attention. And if you're getting attention, okay, fine, if that's what you're doing it for. However, don't dress that way and then be mad when people look at you. Because normal people don't dress like that. So when people see something that's not normal, they look at it. Same way if a guy who was 6'9" walked into a gym, everybody would look at him too. He can't be mad at it. Obviously that's something he can't control, his height, but at the end of the day, the analogy still stands. People look at things that are attractive or that are rare. That's just the way it is. The other week I actually had a girl, while I was doing Bulgarian split squats, literally take a picture of me. And you know what I did? I ran straight to the front desk. I put her on blast. I said that she's visually assaulting me. I'm kidding, I didn't do any of that. I literally just didn't care. That's what people do when people are attractive or whether they're doing something that is rare to see. People just want to take pictures of it. You can't really control that. Quite frankly, I don't really care. I take it as a compliment actually. And if that's you, if you're a girl that people are looking at you, you can't control someone's eyes. You can only control how you react to it. That's just the way the world is. If you don't want people looking at you so much, dress more modestly. That way they're not looking at you for at least the wrong reasons. Number 3, stop not putting your weights away. This is a huge pet peeve of mine. If you're strong enough to put the weight on, you're strong enough to put it back. That's not only inconsiderate to the other members of the gym, but is also a sign of your disorganization. If it's something you can't even do without being forced to do it, then you're really the problem. And if you're strong, be an example to those other people in the gym. For example, when I'm doing hip thrusts on a Smith machine, I load it up with close to 6-7 plates on each side. And while I'm doing the exercise, you get a lot of attention, which is natural because you're doing something that most people don't do. Not just that, but at the end of it, I put all my weights away and I wipe the bench or whatever equipment that I used. This not only cultivates a sanitary gym environment, but it also helps other people do the same thing. If they see someone that's strong, that's putting their weights away, wiping their equipment, they're gonna be more inclined to do it themselves. So if that's you and you're strong and you've been in the gym for 5, 6, 7 years, put your weights away. Trust me, it's not that much work. Put your weights away, be a good example to those who are just getting started. You don't necessarily have to encourage other people to do it, like verbally. If you just do it by your example, then other people will start to notice because they're already looking at you. So if they see you putting the weights away and they see you wiping your bench, they're more likely to do it themselves. Number 4, don't take tren or any form of anabolic steroids. I say this for the vast majority of the population. I actually looked up a study the other day that showed that people who are taking anabolic steroids, the majority of them are not competing, are not athletes, meaning they're not playing like any specific sport, and they're only taking it just to simply get stronger. If that's you, I strongly recommend that you stop, unless it's something you absolutely need to take, whether it's TRT is what I'm referring to, which is testosterone replacement therapy as you get older. And the reason I say this is because you're going to start to create a cycle of dangerous habits where not only a lot of people I notice don't actually train as consistently because they can get away with not doing it, especially if they're on steroids. 2, what ends up happening is you start to get stronger. Yes, of course, you're gonna gain more muscle, you're gonna lose more fat, and you're gonna do them in most cases at the same exact time, which is impossible to do if you're natural. You're putting yourself in a very compromised position as you get older. And most people are not doing it under medical supervision. They're just doing it, loosely. They're rounding off their dosages. So my recommendation is for all the young people, don't take any anabolic steroids. Max out your genetic potential. Trust me when I tell you, you will have an incredible physique if you train consistently and if you follow a structured diet. That's gonna give you the protein, carbs, and fats that you need. Use progressive overload. Increase the weight every other week or every month or so as you're getting stronger. Remember that you need to be in a caloric surplus in order to build muscle. You cannot build a significant amount of muscle while you're in a calorie deficit, meaning that you're eating less than your body needs to function throughout the day or to maintain its current body weight, better said. So increase the weight slowly, increase your calories slowly. That's how you do it naturally. And trust me, you will build an incredible body if you just do that. Don't take tren. Don't follow your favorite fitness influencer unless they're natural. And you can tell, usually people nowadays are becoming more honest about it. But don't take tren. There's 2 twins called the Tren twins. I strongly recommend you guys do not follow their advice in reference to whether or not you should take tren. They're great, they're entertaining, they're very strong, they're very dedicated, but do not take tren. Trust me, you'll thank me later as you get older. Number 5, don't overcomplicate your fitness routine. This is by far one of the biggest issues that most beginners have, is they think that there's a certain training methodology that works significantly better than the others. And the reality is there isn't. The most effective way, if you're trying to build muscle, is hypertrophy and progressive overload. You want to make sure that you're training your muscles to failure and increasing the weight or repetition every other week or every month. Depending on, your consistency, your diet. If you're eating in a surplus, you're going to get stronger, you're going to build muscle. And trust me when I tell you, you pretty much only need like 20 exercises max for the rest of your life. So for legs, for example, squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts, lunges, these are very basic exercises. And if you just stick to these, you're going to have incredible legs. Same thing for your chest. If you're doing like a flat press, an incline press, a dip, a fly, that's pretty much it. That's it. You don't need anything more than that. If you start to do like these weird exercises that you see your favorite fitness influencers doing, where they grab like 2 dumbbells, they press it together, and then they're doing like this random press, it's so unnecessary. Or doing lateral raises with a plate, it's inefficient, and it just looks cool, but don't follow it. All these crazy random versions of a squat or a lunge, these are not things that are actually going to get you significantly better results than if you were to just do a normal lunge. My recommendation as a fitness trainer, as a professional, as someone who's trained over 650 clients, keep it simple. You're not gonna get better results doing this random backflip burpee version. It's about staying consistent with your diet and exercise program. And if you're training for results, which is what you should be training for, you shouldn't be training for fun. That's such a useless thing to aim for. You can have some fun, sure, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Most of the time that you train, you're not gonna have fun. It's gonna be tiring. You're not gonna wanna do it, but the results are what make it worth it. You shouldn't ask yourself, is this gonna be fun? You should ask yourself, is it gonna be worth it? And if it's worth it, then it's worth, sacrificing for. Anything worth having is worth working for. So remember, your health is worth having, which means that it's worth working for. And you have to find a way to make it work. Don't make excuses about it. You don't have time. You have time. You have time. You're on YouTube right now watching this video. You can go and work out. I give you permission to stop the video exactly where it is and go exercise. It's not convenient, and for most people, it's never going to be convenient. That's the point. That's why most people are not fit. And that's why we have a growing epidemic of obesity in America, because most people just make excuses. Imagine if you took the exact amount of energy it takes to make all these excuses and you actually put it into your exercise program. You'd be in incredible shape in 1 year, assuming, you're like 100 pounds overweight. And those are my 5 fitness trends you need to stop doing. Other than that, guys, if you liked the video, make sure to like it down below and comment, as well as subscribe if you want to see more videos like these. And if you're looking to build muscle or lose fat, check out the description for a solution that best fits your needs. Other than that, see you guys next time. Bye.